Nestled quietly in the heart of San Jose, California, the Winchester house stands like an elegant old mansion. It feels dignified and serene. But when night falls, everything changes. The faint glow of street lamps seeps through blood-red stained glass windows. The house seems to come alive. The walls whisper secrets long forgotten. A gentle wind slips through cracks and crevices. It sounds like the soft, awkward murmurs of restless, forgotten souls. Some say, if you walk down the west hallway exactly at 3 a.m., you'll hear footsteps behind you even if you're the only person there. Others tell of a room sealed shut for over 100 years. Inside, they've seen the figure of a woman in a black dress, standing still, her eyes staring straight out the window where there is nothing but a blank wall. It is a maze of fear, of guilt, of redemption, built from the haunting obsession of a woman and the restless spirits she believed had come to collect a blood debt. This house wasn't made with bricks and mortar. It was built with whispers in the night, with endless nightmares, and a fear that never let go, not for a single moment. This is the story of Sarah Winchester, the heiress to a massive firearms fortune, and the woman behind one of the strangest, most haunted buildings in American history. But what drove her to spend millions of dollars to build for over 38 years, without blueprints, without rest, without end? Together, we will walk through every door, every dark hallway, every strange, twisted room, to understand why this place isn't just a tourist attraction. It's a gateway to something deeper, darker, and impossible to name. So prepare yourself. Don't turn off the lights, because once you step into the Winchester house, there's no telling if you'll ever find your way out again. Before becoming the mysterious woman who lived in a house that would never be finished, Sarah Lockwood Pardee Winchester was once a lady admired by high society. Born in 1839 in the state of Connecticut, Sarah grew up in a wealthy family, received a proper education, was fluent in several languages, played the piano, and was regarded as a woman of remarkable intelligence and learning far ahead of her time. She married William Wirt Winchester, the only son of Oliver Winchester, president of the famed firearms company Winchester Repeating Arms. At that time, the Winchester Model 1873 rifle was known as the gun that won the West, a symbol of power and death appearing in every battle, every frontier, every corner where America expanded its territory through blood and gunfire. After the death of her only daughter, Sarah fell into a deep, prolonged depression. Nearly 15 years later, her husband William also passed away from tuberculosis. In less than 2 decades, Sarah had lost her entire family, and she began to believe that this was not merely a coincidence or a string of medical misfortunes. According to some oral accounts, she sought out a famous medium in Boston, desperately looking for answers to her string of tragedies. This medium is said to have told Sarah, "You are haunted by the thousands of souls who died at the barrel of a Winchester rifle." The medium continued, "You must leave this place. Go west and build a house for the spirits. Never stop building. If you stop, you will die." And so, Sarah Winchester left Boston, carrying with her a vast fortune and a shattered soul. She arrived in California and purchased an old farmhouse in San Jose, a place no one could have imagined would become the most bizarre architectural project in American history. For over 38 years, she built, tore down, and rebuilt day and night. There were no blueprints, no architectural plans, no clear direction, only the constant echoes of hammers and chisels resounding endlessly, as if the construction were being guided by something beyond human understanding. From the outside, the Winchester house looks like a classic Victorian mansion, grand, but not particularly unusual. However, the moment you step through its threshold, you'll realize you've entered another world, a true labyrinth where logic, architectural rules, and even your sense of direction no longer apply. There was no master blueprint. Sarah Winchester hired workers on a day-by-day, week-by-week basis, making changes whenever she felt they were necessary. At times, a staircase would be completed only for her to order it torn down. Sometimes, a room under construction would suddenly be sealed off and walled in, never to be entered again. And so, gradually, the house began to transform into a bizarre entity, one that seemed to possess a will of its own. Inside, there are staircases that lead straight into the ceiling, ending abruptly. There are doors that open to solid brick walls, or worse, a door on the second floor that opens to nothing, just open air, where one wrong step would send you plunging into the garden below. There are narrow, winding hallways seemingly designed to lead people astray. Rooms hidden within rooms, doors behind doors, mirrors facing mirrors, as if the house itself is trying to conceal something. One of the most mysterious areas is room number 13. Sarah had a peculiar obsession with the number 13. The house is filled with countless details tied to it. 13 bathrooms, 13 windows in a single room, 13 steps on a staircase, 13 panes of glass in a window. Even a chandelier was modified to hold 13 light bulbs. Many believe she intentionally designed it this way to confuse the spirits so they wouldn't be able to find her. But the true terror doesn't lie solely in the bizarre design. It's the feeling you get when you're inside. Despite the house's vast size, there's a constant sense of suffocation, like something is watching you. Many visitors have reported entering through the main entrance, only to find themselves unable to locate the way out. Some felt as if they were being spun around, endlessly walking in circles, returning to the same spot. Others have heard footsteps, whispers echoing through empty hallways where no one was there. On September 5, 1922, Sarah Winchester took her final breath, passing away in her sleep in one of the very rooms of the house she had spent more than half her life building. The story goes that at the exact moment of her death, the sounds of construction, relentless for nearly 4 decades, suddenly came to a complete halt. Workers were ordered to leave the site immediately. Some swore they felt a strange energy sweep through the house, as if something had just been released. What's truly astonishing is that despite living in a massive house with over 160 rooms, Sarah Winchester left behind no blueprints, notes, or any clear architectural plans. Everything existed only in her mind, and when she passed, that knowledge vanished with her. She left a 13-page will, the familiar number. In it, she distributed her vast fortune to her niece, close staff members, and various charities, but made no mention of the house. As a result, no one truly knows what she intended to happen to the mansion after her death. A famous tale tells of one particular item among those sold, a small bronze safe that no one had been able to open for nearly 100 years. When it was finally unlocked, inside was nothing but a lock of hair and an old handwritten letter from her husband William, a keepsake of love or a ward against restless spirits. No one knows for sure. Visitors to the house after Sarah's death have claimed they still feel her presence. A museum staff member once swore he saw the silhouette of Mrs. Winchester standing by a window at the exact hour she was known to sit and pray. Some even believe that Sarah's spirit never truly left the mansion either, because she was too deeply connected to it, or because her mission remains unfinished. Over the decades, since the house was opened to the public, reports of strange phenomena have grown more frequent. Some may be coincidences, but many experiences send chills down the spine, making them difficult to completely dismiss. Longtime staff members at the house often share similar stories. In the late afternoons, they hear faint tapping on the walls or footsteps echoing from the upper floors, even though no one is there. More strikingly, some claim to have seen a figure dressed in black gliding down the hallway or standing still by a window, only to vanish right before their eyes. One of the most famous ghosts in the house is the Headless Builder, believed to be the spirit of a worker who died during construction. Some have reported seeing him wandering around the basement, carrying a bucket and wearing his work clothes, always with his head bowed as if searching for something. Anyone who follows him reportedly experiences a sudden, intense headache and chest pressure, as if being crushed by an invisible force. But the spirit said to appear most frequently is none other than Sarah Winchester herself. After her death in 1922, many witnesses have claimed to see the figure of an elderly woman in a black cloak, slowly walking past the main staircase where she used to pray every night. Some visitors have even captured photographs showing a faint, ghostly figure standing behind them, despite the area being completely empty at the time. But the spirit said to appear most frequently is none other than Sarah Winchester herself. After her death in 1922, many witnesses have claimed to see the figure of an elderly woman in a black cloak, slowly walking past the main staircase where she used to pray every night. Some visitors have even captured photographs showing a faint, ghostly figure standing behind them, despite the area being completely empty at the time. Whether you believe it or not, the feeling you get when stepping into this house is real. A sensation that doesn't belong to the earthly world, as if time is distorted, space is altered, as if someone or something is still living here. Nearly a century has passed since Sarah Winchester departed this world, yet the mysteries surrounding her and the bizarre house she left behind continue to puzzle the world. Today, the Winchester House is not only a popular tourist destination in California, but also a lasting symbol of the mysterious, where the boundaries between reality and illusion, between the spiritual and the architectural, between reason and obsession, are forever blurred.